Hi, this is Kimberley. Today we continue with the amended audio portion of the polygraph interview conducted by CBI Agent Tammy Lee with Christopher Lee, Blockhead, Simpleton, Watts. Jughead was being questioned in relation to the disappearance of his pregnant wife Shanann and their two daughters, Bella 4 and Celeste, who had recently turned 3. The polygraph was to help determine his level of involvement in the case. Agent Tammy knew right away that he was being wildly untruthful, a liar pants, a dishonest, deceptive, lying, deceitful skater boy. This video series came about because I had another one of my outstanding ideas. I wanted to hear Doofus speak without his exasperating habit of peppering nearly every sentence he speaks with the filler word like. So, he might sound like a grown man, instead of a immature schoolboy, As in the preceding 3 videos, I have, to the best of my ability, removed the word like from his speech except when he used it appropriately. Well, land sakes alive! Sometimes he would use like appropriately. Good God Almighty, son, what'd you do? Use the word like appropriately or something? Some sentences proved to be quite a bit difficult. When he would do his double likes several times in one sentence, and, made me just want to, I would throw up my hands and, or just throw up in general. Give that long, exasperated sigh. And after the like bullshit nonsense and some long silent pauses, it chipped away about 10 minutes from the original video. I do value your time. When words failed Pinhead, he would sulk and stall, and bless his dumbass heart, I think he was trying to conjure up some intellect. I felt a little embarrassed for him. I don't think Fuckface knew that the wheel is still spinning, but his hamster is dead. If you want to know all of his and Shanann's business, this is the video to watch. Some of this stuff I had forgotten, and some I knew, but I didn't remember where it came from. Well, most of it, a lot of it, I think all of it came straight from the horse's mouth. From the horse's mouth, Fuck that. It's not a horse, it's a jackass. I've learned that Pinhead knew way more about their finances than has been discussed over the last 2 years. This video proves it. What I mean is, the chatter I've heard over the last 2.5 years is that Lunkhead was in the dark about how dire their situation was. No, he knew. What he seemed to be misinformed about, or what he seemed to believe, is that Shanann made the same salary as he did. No, I doubt it. It's appalling to me just how blasé they seem to be about their financial affairs, though. If you'll remember, they were supposedly supposed to go away on a trip to reconnect and all that shit, even after all the trips in the summer and Arizona and both of them to San Diego and back before the summer trip to North Carolina, all that shit. She couldn't even buy her hair care products. How are they going to go rent an Airbnb or hotel, whatever the hell they were going to do? She somehow usually seemed to figure it out, though, didn't she? And I just wonder if there were more texts between Shithead and Shanann talking about money that was not disclosed in the discovery that we received. The only one I remember is when Shanann said they would have $130 less to spend at the beach because Dingbat didn't follow her instructions regarding going to the airport. He was to take an Uber rather than park at the airport, as that would be the less expensive option. Shanann was also concerned about her car being exposed to hail. He must not have left Nikki's apartment in time to do that. He would have had to drive home to park the car in the garage and then take the Uber from there. Chris told falsehoods to Agent Tammy and continued to deny all day that he had anything to do with, anything. Shanann just up and left with the children. to get attention, to cause a scene, and she made it extra dramatic by leaving with just the clothes on their backs. If that were true, it would be obvious that she wants to wash that dolt of a husband off of her, more so than washing the airport off of her. Asswipe insisted all day and all week he had no knowledge about where they were, just that they were at a friend's house, but he knows diddly squat beyond that. He didn't even know what friend's house. She just up and left. That was the story he was maintaining. Miss Cindy maintained that too. She just up and left to get attention and shit, you know? Fuck that. Fuck that bullshit. But Pinhead did feel bad about making her cry when he woke her up and before she could even go pee and said, "We have to sell the house and I want to break up and I feel nothing for you anymore." Tammy is very good. The way she asks the questions, it's as though she already knows the complete story in advance. Tammy, I could tell, started getting excited when Chris and shit started naming off ways one could make someone disappear. It was hard to get him started, but once he was going, he was going. Can y'all hear my neighbor mowing the lawn? For God's sake. I finally get a chance to record and my neighbor wants to cut his fucking grass. When she nudged him a bit further, he started up with his whining. This is when, she was like, "Well, how could you make someone disappear?" Yeah, I mean, he started whining and shit, and I almost slammed off to bed. I couldn't take it. His whining unnerves me. He was moaning and grousing, so Tammy had to baby him to get him back in line, a technique Shanann used. Also his mom. Yeah, Miss Cindy would get on her hands and knees and peer under the bathroom door and shout at him, asking him, "Well, what's wrong, son? Why are you chanting and praying, son? Are you praying and chanting or something?" He would just ignore her, so she'd run to the kitchen and whip up a fried Spam sandwich with potato chips and a Coca-Cola to coax him out. She would often set up a TV tray so he could watch Goosebumps on Nickelodeon or Clarissa Explains It All, his favorite shows. But back to when Tammy started getting serious with him. It took him off guard because up till then she had been so nice before that. This upset Lame Brain, and he got all marshmallowy, which made me have a happy. It was funny to watch or to listen to. This is an area that I left the long-ass pauses as they were, 'cause they were classic, golden. And when Lame Brain would speak, his voice went up a few octaves, or his voice would come out as an ear-piercing squeak. God. That was a tough part to get through. Agent Lee let him off the hook for a little bit due to him starting to fall apart, but she didn't stop playing him. Palooka started regurgitating likes, and they were flying at me like bullets with a barricaded drunk, exchanging gunfire with the police. When Bonehead gets all unsettled and distressed and shit, he stutters. He stutters so fucking damn much. I may make another stuttering video of Lunkhead using this polygraph interview and test. I made a video a while back talking about the polygraph when I was reviewing My Daddy is a Zero by Lena Derhally. I know many of you have already seen it, but I'll link it in the description for those of you that are new and have not yet completed the Kimberley's People prerequisite of watching every single video I have ever made. I redid this particular video once when Netflix slapped me with a copyright strike on 2 of my videos. They very quickly saw the error of their ways and retracted their silly claims. They must have confused me with the letters from Christopher Chinwag, Chinchilla, Caca, Cackneck, Crikey Claus, Copious, Compulsive Cojones, Chicken Choker, Cankles, Con Chickpea Chomper. That's not me. Today's video is entertaining because the incisive agent gets him all chatty Cathy and shit and then lowers the boom. I love her. I'm sorry, Miss Tammy, when I disrespected you a couple of videos back about the like thing. I now realize you were mirroring Dingleberry so he would relax and start running his mouth. I tend to run my mouth too. I used to blame it on alcohol, but my family set me straight about that, and they explained in no uncertain terms that no, it's an all-the-time thing. Oh. Well, damn it, I get all digressive and stuff. Well, shit in a bucket, I'm just yammering on and preventing y'all from eavesdropping on Fuckhead's Polygraph. Please enjoy part 3. The next one will follow up as soon as I can alter and revamp it. Have a wonderful day, night, week, whatever it is for you. Much love and peace, and thank you for listening.
You said the next thing you know is her getting into bed with you. Is that right?
I felt her get into bed. Okay. We didn't say anything because I just kind of felt it.
Okay. Do you know if she was on her phone or like how any of that works?
I don't think she was on her phone because I mean it was really late.
So what is her like routine for when she comes to bed, like before she gets into bed? I know it's kind of weird because she was coming from the airport, but like on a normal night, like does she brush her teeth, take her makeup off?
Yeah,
like give me that routine.
Yeah. So normally it's right. She'll brush her teeth. She'll just some makeup remover, rag, and she'll do all that. She'll take her the balance, which is something to help stomach, help everything. No, I don't say like a laxative, but it's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she'll go through, she'll do that, and then pretty much it. And then she'll lay in bed and she'll text people, call people if she needs to, as far as anybody, promoter, customer, anybody needs her.
Does she charge her phone next to the bed?
Usually.
Okay. What about, I heard she had an Apple Watch, is that right?
Yeah.
Does she charge her Apple Watch every night?
The charger's sitting right there next to it.
I mean, but does she do it every night, or does she wait till it's almost dead?
She usually does it every night.
Every night? So she doesn't sleep with her Apple Watch on?
No.
Does she sleep with anything else on?
Usually a t-shirt and underwear, that's about it.
T-shirt and underwear?
Yeah.
Okay. What about that night? Do you remember, or that morning, I should say?
I think it was a t-shirt. I think it was a t-shirt and underwear. I think that's because it gets so hot in the house. We had issues where the AC for the top level has been cutting out, so it just felt hotter upstairs usually.
Okay.
So I mean, I just sleep in boxers, and I know that we're both furnaces, so we're in bed. So.
Okay. So a t-shirt, underwear. Like, do you know that, or are you just guessing?
Guessing.
Okay. Did you see her like outside of the covers?
I just saw her, ears up. That's when I felt her crawl in the bed.
Was there hugging or kissing or anything else that went on when she got into bed?
No, I just felt feel her get into bed.
Where's your, like, how do you sleep?
I sleep facing the wall.
And what side of the bed do you sleep on?
So if this is the bed, I'm on the right side, she's on the left side. So I'm usually like this. I'm usually on my back or side. I'm not a stomach sleeper or anything.
Okay. So your back is to her, basically.
That's when I kind of feel her, because that bed it's never feeding bed, but it sucks. And I could feel her get into bed.
Okay. And then, as far as like jewelry, does she take off jewelry? I don't even know if she wears jewelry.
The only thing she wears is her wedding ring.
Does she wear that to bed?
Mm-hmm. The only time she ever takes it off is to color her hair.
To color her hair. So she keeps it. Now, had she stopped wearing it at all because of, you guys going through your hard time or anything like she wore it to Arizona and all of that? Okay. Okay. So, because I think, was her ring left in the house?
Yes, I'm not kidding.
Was that unusual?
Very.
Like you found that to be odd?
Yeah, she colored her hair to be in the bathroom, and then she put it right back on.
Did you see any evidence that she colored her hair, like to? No,
because she just colored her hair the week before.
Okay.
Because I think her mom and her, they're going to do it because her mom's a hairdresser.
Okay.
So
she does it with her mom, or?
Well, she was going to do it because her mom's a hairdresser there, but I think she just colored it on her own.
Okay.
Because she was
as far as like evidence of maybe her changing her hair to a different color, like to disguise herself, like did you get any?
Nothing. I mean, most of the time she likes to keep her hair black. So.
Okay. So she gets into bed, you feel her get into bed, and then is there a conversation?
When she gets into bed, no. I wait till I get up.
Okay, and then you get up at 4,
get ready.
Your stuff.
Yep.
And then what happens after that?
That's when she had told me the night before, when I get home, I want to get up so I can get this airport off and take a shower,
Tell me what that means.
Well, to get the airport off of me, type of thing. She didn't want to just, get in that late and hop in the shower and stuff like that. She just wanted to go to sleep. So she wanted to get up when I got up so she could take a shower.
She wanted to get up in 2 hours?
Oh, no. She thought that she'd be home at 11, but that wasn't the case.
Oh, so did she tell you that when she was supposed to be home at 11?
Yeah.
But did you think still, like, maybe she still wants to get up and...
No, I felt, if I assume, I know I'm just, it's not
You'd be in trouble?
That would be in trouble.
Like, why did you wake me up? Let's take a shower.
I've done that many times, and I learned that you have to just do what she says.
Okay.
So when it comes to that, because it's just, I don't want to make her mad, so.
Okay. So, she ends up, you wake her up. How do you wake her up?
I just, I noticed not to, go like that, just kind of rub her shoulder, just kind of really lightly, because she'll give me the alligator eye, one eye open, one eye shut type thing, and look at me like, what the hell are you doing type thing. And just kind of rub her head just a little bit, just kind of wake her up slowly, not we're jolting her or anything like that, and that's how I woke her up.
So are you outside the bed when you're doing that?
I slid back into bed.
So you're in bed doing that?
Yeah,
okay.
On top of the covers.
Like on top?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in my work clothes and everything like that.
Okay. And what did she say?
She's like, I asked her, hey, you want to wake up, take a shower? And she's like, yeah, I'll do it. Like that. And then I told her, can we talk a little bit? And she was like, yeah, let's talk.
Like, was she groggy at all, or was she?
No, I mean, she was pretty.
Pretty with it?
Yeah, pretty with it, and surprisingly, but yeah, she was pretty with it.
Okay, and how did you start that conversation?
I told her, we need to sell this house. We need to downsize. We need to get something to where it's not strapped so much. Because the house, we're paying. Can I go down how much we're paying a month for the house? Yeah. So $2,700 a month, and that's a lot. And with the kids' school, it was a lot. So it was right if we can sell the house. She had already contacted the realtor the week before through an email, so the realtor already kind of knew about that we were interested in selling the house. And
how long have you lived in that house?
2013.
Okay, so
in May 2013.
Okay.
So yeah, I went through that, and I was, maybe just get something smaller, Brighton, North Glen. Somewhere that's cheaper. I know nothing's cheap right now, but just something. But I told her, and told her about what I was feeling. I didn't want to text her. I didn't want to call her about a separation. Really, I wanted to be face to face with her, talking about that. And
so tell me how that conversation went.
It was just about I just don't feel the connection anymore, and that how we were together, it just wasn't working anymore, and that the love that we had in the beginning, I don't feel that anymore. And that she said it was more of just crying and emotional, and it was.
Was she mad at all?
Being crying like she was, crying like I was. She was upset, but it comes with that kind of conversation. I didn't.
Did she accuse you of anything?
Being a woman, is there somebody else? No, there's nobody else. This is me talking to you about this. This isn't somebody came into my life and took me from you. This is, me talking to you. This is just me.
Mm-hmm.
There's no outside influence coming from this. This is this is how I feel.
Did she seem like she believed that?
When I told her there's nobody else?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I believed her when, I believe that she would never have an affair on me, and she knows that I wouldn't do that to her. We've talked about that before.
Has she ever accused you of that in the past?
No.
Has she ever suspected anyone else that you're close to?
Way early in our relationship. When we first got together, and I was still getting messages from people girls I was friends with, and she'd ask questions and stuff like that. Who's that? You know her? And I would just not talk to them anymore, just ease her mind type thing.
Was she a jealous person that would, look through your phones, or?
She had full access to my phone.
I know, but did she?
I'm sure she, if she used my phone for Facebook or Thrive or Instagram.
She would use your phone for that?
She used, yeah, because she would run some of the Thrive stuff through me. She would make a post for me, something like that.
Oh.
Stuff like that.
Did you do that as well? Would you log into Facebook or whatever?
No. The only reason I logged in on Facebook the last few days is to show the cops other pictures and stuff like that, or show the news crew a picture or something like that.
Okay.
Because she had it on my phone as well. She could just log in there too if she needed it. She did it because sometimes her phone messed up, and she just used my phone, and just boom, it was right there.
And then hers was on yours as well. Is that right?
No, she just used mine.
No, but as far as you being...
Oh, yeah. She could toggle back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, she just log out of hers and go into... Yeah, it was one of those things. She knew I couldn't sell.
She was trying to help you out.
Yeah, she would just use any friends that I had, and just went from there.
Okay.
People
So how did the conversation with her, like how long did it last, would you say?
Say like so from 4:15 to just closer to 5.
Okay. And I guess I'm a little confused because you talked about that you were telling her, let's sell the house and get a house like cheaper in Brighton.
Well, I wanted to sell the house just so we can get, if we do separate, we'd have some money to ourselves, and we could, I was hoping she would stay here, you know, because she had told me before, you know, if we did separate, she couldn't afford to live here on her own, and she said neither could I. I was just, you know, give it a shot, whatever money that we could get from the house, you know, fix it.
So you weren't talking about you guys buying a house together somewhere, it was more like, let's
sell
it, split it, and
sell
then
it, and just, we can go. We can have some money left over and be close to each other.
Tell me about, I know it sucks having to sit here and talk to someone about all this stuff.
That's what I needed to do here.
Tell me about your financial situation. I know $2,700 is a lot for a house payment.
Yeah, I mean,
how much were you paying for at Primrose?
I think last year we paid $25,000.
So what is it?
Or like
usually
18,
a month?
20,000.
What's your bill usually?
With 2 kids, I think it's close to $500 some dollars a week.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. What other bills do you guys have that are big?
Surgeries from Shanann's neck surgery.
What happened to her neck?
Disc that was compressing down. There was nothing. There was no fluid. The spinal cord with the fluid, the support, it was just bone on bone.
Mm.
And she has a scar right here.
Did she have insurance when that happened?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was
just whatever's left.
But it was over $100,000 surgery.
So how much do you guys will have left to pay on that?
I'd have she covered all the finances as far as like that.
How long ago was that?
That surgery, it was no, it was earlier this. I could look on my phone. I thought it was last. Yeah, it was last year because I remember Christina from Hawaii came to help, and it was during football season.
Okay.
So I think it was last August, September, October, somewhere around there.
Okay. So fairly recently.
Yeah.
Okay. So what other big bills do you guys have?
CCs, and endoscopies for EOE, because she had acid reflux.
Okay.
And allergy testing, and CC had a clogged tear duct. And
I had that too. That was not fun.
Yeah, tubes in their ears, and their adenoids removed.
Oh goodness.
So there was that. Yeah, there was that.
What medication are they on? Are they on some medication?
They had inhalers for they were going through. They said child asthma. Couldn't call it asthma because they're so young. So they would have a little inhaler, the albuterol inhaler there. And CC had Singular, which was for allergy. And and CC had Meprazole too for the acid reflux.
And that's the stuff that you give them at night, pretty much?
Meprazole, I just kind of give CC that when just throughout the day, 30 minutes before she eats, if I gotta remember somewhere in there. And Singular, I give it to her at night.
Okay. Okay. So what other big bills do you have?
I think that was mainly what we paid, and some credit card bills.
How much do you think you owe on credit cards total?
Take a random guess.
I'm
gonna guess about 8,000 to 10,000.
Okay.
I have.
You don't do the finances?
No, because I mean, yeah, because she knew from when she met. The one stupid thing that I did was that I sold my 4-wheeler for less than I owed on it, and she just had the stupidest thing I ever heard. You're never touching the finances. Okay, I can deal with that.
Right. What about like car payments and stuff?
Car was paid for by Lavelle.
What's that?
The car was paid for by Thrive. Lavelle is the company, and Thrive is the product.
Oh.
So if your team sells over $12,000 a month, they give you a car bonus.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they pay the bill, the car bill?
Yeah, they give you $800 a month.
And can you drive the car? Like is it a family car?
Yep.
Very nice.
Yep.
Wow. Strike thing is kind of crazy. Okay, so what about any other bills or any other?
In between the surgeries and the kids' little operations and credit cards, in the house, just like utilities, stuff like that. And we did file for bankruptcy like 2 years ago, just because of everything that was on our plate.
And how much was discharged in that bankruptcy?
I am not sure.
Like fair ballpark. It includes, you know, cars and all sorts of stuff.
No, cars wasn't part of it because she was supposed to bail at that point in time. I think it was mainly a lot of maybe furniture that we owed on, just everything that, I mean, it's hard to put even a ballpark number, honestly, because it wasn't medical. Medical bankruptcy is different than just normal bankruptcy, I think. So like none of that was touched, and the house it was still, you know, that wasn't part of it either.
You didn't touch that, yeah.
No. So it was anything else that was outstanding or pending, but I couldn't even put a ballpark. I really don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. So how would you like classify your financial situation?
I mean, with everything that we have going on, I mean, when the kids go back, when they're going back to school, it'd probably be pretty much like check to check, if you know, because she had taken out a loan on my 401k as well to catch up with the house payments.
Okay. So how much did she take out?
$10,000.
Okay. When was that?
So I'm gonna say 5 months ago.
Okay.
I'm just ballparking that.
Okay.
Because we were almost 3 months behind.
Okay. Was it close to being repossessed, or were you getting
No,
stressed about that?
We had a letter from Chase. That's who the lender's from.
How did she feel about the situation you guys were in?
I mean, she was stressed out about it. I mean, that's why we took the 401k loan out. That was the max we could do, and just put it all towards the house and get caught up.
Mm-hmm. So are you current right now?
I just got paid August.
Okay. When was that due on the 1st?
It's due by the 16th.
By the 16th? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you guys get health insurance through your job?
Yeah, United Healthcare.
Okay. How much do you pay for that each month?
I think it's $350 something. Oh, every two weeks.
350?
I think it's I'm trying to think now.
Is it 700 a month?
It's, I have to look at my last pay stub, but maybe it's 500 something a month. So I'm trying to think. I'm looking at all the deductions that we have coming out from me plus spouse and child type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't classify it as, you know, if you have another child, it goes up. It's just, you know, you plus spouse plus child.
For family, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's every 2 weeks. I paid bi-weekly, so I'd have to look at my last check, but I think it's about maybe $5 something a month.
Okay. So that's health insurance. What about life insurance? Do you guys have any life insurance?
Yes. Yeah, I got one for Shanann through work, and then one for both kids through work. I think Bella and Celeste has got $20,000 one. I think that was the max you could do.
$20,000 a piece?
Yeah, I think that's what the max you can do.
Cover funeral costs?
Yeah, and I think Shanann's is 50 or 100. So that's the max you could do.
Okay. Do you guys have any like other place life insurance with any other?
I think Shanann has her own, and I have my own type thing.
Okay. How much do you have on you?
Oh, no clue.
Why wouldn't you know what you have? Did she get it?
She did it. She does all that. Because I think the person who introduced us, my cousin's wife, she did insurance. I think she did it through her.
Oh, and what's her name again?
Her name's Nicole, because they're not together anymore. Nicole Kennedy.
Nicole Kennedy?
Yeah.
Oh, they're not married anymore?
No.
Are you guys still close with her, or like would you talk to her?
No, I don't think Shanann and her have fallen out.
They did have a falling out?
Yeah, something about her old boss and some money thing as far as him and something. It was something that I didn't know about.
Are you starting to say embezzling?
Yeah.
Okay, like the boss was embezzling, or did they accuse Shanann?
I think it was the other way around, but I had no really details about it, and it was one was saying one thing, one was saying the other.
And I just want to make sure I'm not getting this mixed up.
Yeah.
The boss maybe accused Shanann of embezzling money?
Yeah. And
how long ago would that have been?
Well, that was right before I met her.
Like 2010?
Yeah.
Okay. And where was she working? Was she working at the...
Her boss was the one that owned all the wheel shops. And I think Nicole Gannon gave her, she did insurance at that point in time. And...
Okay. So whatever happened with that? Like the boss accusing your wife of...
They're still good friends.
The boss and your wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's putting everything out on Facebook, like, to everybody. He has contacts all around the world. So she's trying to get him on Thrive and all that kind of stuff. I think he actually uses it, but not right, but he uses it.
Okay. And then you said Nicole and Shanann had enough falling out because of that.
Nicole Kennedy. There's
so many Nicoles.
There's Nicoles, there's Nicks. I don't want to get all this mixed up. So yeah, Nicole Kennedy, yeah.
Okay. But you don't talk to Nicole Kennedy either?
I haven't talked to her in years.
She didn't reach out to you after all this happened or anything like that?
No.
So do you have any idea, like, what policy Shanann would have gotten on you? Like, how big it would have been? Or you probably know what you're worth.
I know I have a dismemberment thing at work. If I get dismembered, $250,000 or something like that. But as far as anything outside of work, I have no clue about the dollar amount. I know she set all that up.
Okay. For her and you?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever help her with that at all?
She handles all that. She always did books at the jobs, at the wheel stores and everything like that, and she was really good at it.
Okay.
She's great with money, so.
Who, Shanann?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she knows exactly right. I don't need to pay this right now. I can pay all this. And she knew where to divvy out her money.
Like a shell game. I'll pay this right now. Yeah.
And she knew what the priorities were.
So how are you? How are you right this moment with your financial situation? Like, do you have money open on credit cards, money in the bank, like that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So I think in Chase we have maybe $2,000 in there. In USA, probably about $1,500.
Are those checking accounts or those just
checking?
Checking.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as credit cards, most ones I haven't used credit cards. I know they're pretty much, she pays the minimum on it, so I don't use them.
Like maxed out, probably.
More than likely. I mean, if they're with the interest payments, and not just pay the minimum, they don't go down much. But Capital One maybe has like $100 left to spend on it or something like that. And the Credit One and the other Capital ones, I know those probably don't have much on them, so I don't even use them.
So when you're talking to Shanann, obviously in the bed, about, your financial situation and that you think you should separate and that kind of stuff, like, does she ever, like, act out against you, like, being pissed off, like, slap you?
No, it's talking about financial situation in general?
No, like that morning when you guys are talking in bed and she's crying and upset, like, does she act out?
Oh, no, we've never raised a hand to each other, struck each other. We don't even really yell at each other. When we talk, it's pretty civil. I mean, she didn't raise a hand, she didn't yell, she didn't do anything like that.
Okay. And you?
No, definitely not.
Okay. So when is, how long did you guys end up talking in the bed?
So it was almost about 5.
Okay. So about 45 minutes?
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
Okay. And then she tells you, I'm taking the kids to a friend's house, but I'll be back later.
Yeah.
And she didn't tell you what friend that was, or did she?
That's why I was very vague, and that's why I texted her later that day. Hey, like, if you could tell me where you went and where the kids are, where you took the kids, no.
Okay. And then you do what after you get out of bed?
So we go downstairs and pack my lunch, make a protein shake, down that, fill my water jug up, get my computer, get my book bag, and put some more tools in my truck.
And your truck is where at this time?
It's over on the corner of the house. Yeah, it's over on the west side.
And that's where you normally park the truck?
Either there or across the street where the neighbors is over there. Because I had parked over there because there's somebody going through the garages and cars parked on the outside stealing stuff.
Like in your neighborhood or just in Frederick?
In our neighborhood. There's 3 or 4 nights in a row they found somebody on cameras.
So are you saying you parked the truck a little closer to your house, or?
Well, sometimes I was parking on the neighbor's side where his camera faces.
Oh, just so they can catch it?
Just because my doorbell camera doesn't reach that far.
Okay. And do you know what his camera angle is? Like, have you looked at his surveillance video?
He told me where to park it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
So that I could watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He told me to park up right. I didn't want to park in front of his driveway because I didn't want somebody to back into it. If his wife or somebody forgot, like, there's not usually a truck there or something like that. They want them to back into it.
Sure. So tell me that morning exactly what you did with your truck.
Yeah, so I got in my truck, pulled forward, backed up to my garage so I can get everything in because I'm not, like, since it was over the weekend, I had everything already inside. I wanted to I had my big clear container, I had my O-rings and my headphones, or my earbuds and everything like that. And I had to get a couple combination wrenches, opening wrenches from my toolbox. I knew I was going to rebuild a stuffing box that day, or helping Troy do that. And Cody and Melissa and Chad were going to be out there too. So I had to get some opening wrenches and stuff like that out of my own toolbox, because that works better than the ones, because they're for longer, more torque on them. So got all that, threw it in my truck.
And are you talking about you threw stuff in the back of your truck, or in the passenger compartment?
For passenger, I got 2 big clear containers in there where I keep things organized. So that if I have somebody riding with me, if I have a ride along or something, because I do trainees every once in a while, so that they can have their stuff in there too, so I can just slide stuff over, move it, and they can just jump in too.
Okay. So, you load all that stuff up, and then, like, how long do you think that takes you to do that?
5-10 minutes.
Okay.
5:15 to 5:25 or so.
Okay. And are you actually backed into the garage, or just in the driveway?
Back then, well, not really backed into the garage, because her car was sitting in the garage.
So how far in the garage do you think you were?
Quarter of the way.
A quarter of the way?
Well, because I'm not a quarter, 1/8 of the way.
Okay. Is it a big truck? I didn't see.
It's F-250.
Okay.
It won't fit in the garage because it's too long, so.
Okay. So you load all that stuff up, and then what do you do from there?
Get in the truck and pull forward, close it, or hit the button for the garage door to close, and drive off.
So how often do you actually take your tools out and put them in the garage or in the house or wherever you put them?
I'll take that container out. I usually do it like on the Friday. I got everything done. Get it in there. Get it in there.
So is that normal that you would take it out on Friday, and then that Monday when you go to work, you would back your truck in and load your stuff in? I mean,
that's pretty normal for me.
That's a normal routine that you do? Okay. Just because you don't want to leave it out there for the weekend over the weekend.
Yeah, that's especially if it's somebody riding or like going around trying to steal stuff out of trucks or things in the.
But during the week, you at least park it in front of the camera or something.
Or I'm usually pretty upright. Or I'll back it in on one side, where if somebody had to go up to my truck, maybe my doorbell camera will get it.
Okay.
Just something like that. Just something trying to be proactive about it.
Sure. So you end up pulling out. Do you put the garage door down?
I hit it. I hit the opener.
Give me an idea of the route that you take to work, because I don't know this area and how you get to work and stuff like that. It seems like you kind of work out in the middle of nowhere. So what's the route you took that morning?
We'll have like 52. I'll have like 52, and then go out. I went out.
So start from like your driveway, like what street you're on, unless you get right out to 52.
It's on Saratoga Trail, and then Wyndham Hill Parkway.
And just tell me rights or lefts that you're going.
Okay, so Saratoga Trail, take a right, Wyndham Hill Parkway, roundabout, take a right on County Road 7, take a left, County Road 52, take 52, and this morning I went out to location, so go down 52 east, out to I-76, out to, I don't know that road, but out to Rogan, and then out to a ranch, Sawyer Ranch. I don't know, it was 380, kind of like 386 or something like that.
Do you have like a GPS that gets you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I knew the way out there. My whole area, I know where everything is.
Do you have a truck GPS, like a Garmin or whatever in your truck?
No, it's just one that tracks your speeding and hard braking and stuff like that.
Oh, like your employer has a GPS on your truck? Oh, okay.
Seatbelt usage and stuff like that.
But as far as like one...
Oh no, but on my phone, on my work phone, there's a well navigator type thing. If I was going to a spot out of my area type thing, I could use it for that, but usually I can just type it in my computer on the directory, and I can look up county road intersections, and I can get there that way. But all the ones I have in our area, from County Road 22 south, that's our area, all the way to the airport.
Okay.
So I've been to pretty much every single one of them. So if somebody says I'm at the Thomason 2116, okay, I know where that's at. Or someone tells me I'm at the Ritchie gas unit number 1, I know where that's at. Someone tells me I'm at the Mars 28C, I know where that's at.
Okay. So this one you went to what? Which wells did you go to when you...
So I went to the Survey 319, Survey 1129, Survey 1029, Survey 629.
So which one did you go to first?
319.
319.
Yeah.
Was anyone else there?
They showed up afterwards. Troy showed up, Melissa, Chad showed up, and Cody was at the 1029.
And I know Troy's last name.
McCoy.
Melissa.
Parrish.
And then...
Chad McNeil.
And who was
Cody Roberts, he was out on the ranch as well, but he wasn't at that one yet.
Okay, okay. So you get out there about what time, you think?
Probably about 6:45 or so.
Okay, and you get out there, you're by yourself out there?
At that point in time, because Cody Roberts, he had reported that he had a leaking line out there on the back pressure line on the, I know this might make sense, but on the back pressure line going up to the tank, and there was a spot on the ground, a wet spot, like oil was leaking.
Okay.
So he said it just kind of happened on Friday, and Troy told me about it. I told him, like, Dad, we'll check it out.
So did you go right there with him to try and help him fix that, or?
Oh, Friday I wasn't at work.
No, I mean, but Monday morning. Cause
He was going to meet me out there, but he decided to go to that 1029 first to check on that pump unit, get it trying to stroke up, trying to see if it'll get some pump action downhole.
Okay, so you're at 6:45 at or well 319, and where you're, like, what time do your other people show up?
Probably about, I'm going to say about 7:15, 7:30, somewhere around there. And I'm trying to pressure test the line to see if I can find a leak.
Did they see you, like, I mean,
yeah,
is this, like,
yeah,
your truck's out there, and
yeah,
you're out there?
Yeah,
and, okay, you having conversations?
Yeah, oh yeah, everybody's out there. We're pressure testing the line, we're digging that line down a little bit so you can see something spraying out. And
so why are they not there when you're there?
they went to the office first. Most of the time, either they go to the office first or you go to the field first, one of the two.
Okay.
We had a couple guys that started out in the field, some people started out in the office. I just knew he had a leak there over the weekend. I was just, all right, let's see what this is. I don't want this getting somewhere where it's going to get so big that it's going to be, all right, we've got a health safety environmental issue on our hands, that like there.
Okay. And as far as you leaving at 5:30 and getting to your place at, 6:45, is that normal? Like you would normally leave at 5:30?
Yeah, I usually do between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, somewhere around there.
Okay.
I just knew it'd take us a little while to get out there. I wanted to be out, but we usually like to start at work 6:30.
Okay.
If I'm going to the office, I'll leave 5:50 or so.
Did you pick up anyone on the way or stop anyway? Like at the convenience store, gas station, any stops?
No.
On the way out there?
No.
Okay. So you go straight out there, all of a sudden the coworkers start showing up around 7:15, 7:30.
Yep.
And then how long are you at that well?
Probably till, because we were at that 1029 for most of the day. I know at the 1029 we were probably there at 11, because we were there, or probably maybe about 10 o'clock we were there. But at that one location, probably about an hour. Trying to get, because we had to dig out that line right where it was leaking, because when the pipe comes out of the ground, it was leaking maybe a foot underneath it. And what had happened is something ate through it or corroded the pipe. And when we were pressure testing the line up to a certain PSI, we finally got up to a certain PSI, and it just started this bubbling oil out of the ground. And it was...
I don't know anything about that, but that sounds bad.
I can show you a picture, but it's on the phone.
That doesn't sound like that's how it's supposed to work, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So 11 o'clock, you're at 1029.
Yeah, I hit the other two locations I told you about in between, because at 1029 we were there for the rest of the day, until I left.
So 3:19 till when, do you think?
Probably till about 8.
8 a.m.?
Yeah.
And then you go to which well?
I stopped by that 629, but I wasn't there for very long, probably 30 minutes or so, because I had some whip checks that maybe because that wellhead we were getting ready to turn back on, but it was missing 2 parts at the wellhead. I thought I had 2 whip checks, only had 1, so I was like, oh, don't do that.
And who is at that well when you get there?
No, that was there.
Okay, and then the next well number is what?
The 1129, I drove over there to see if it was ready to run. It wasn't, so.
And what time do you think you got there?
Probably about 9.
Okay, and then you were there till 11, is that what you said?
No, I was there till probably about 10.
Oh, 10, okay.
Yeah.
And then where did you go after that?
1029.
Oh, you were there from
These
9
are all
to 10.
well numbers.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. So you were there from 9 to 10 at the one before 1029.
Yeah.
And then you were at 1029 from 10 o'clock till...
Until I left. Until like 2 o'clock, or till 1 o'clock when I left.
Till 1 o'clock, okay.
Yeah, because we were there for a while. We had to replace stuffing box rubbers and take everything apart, because the rods were getting so hot.
And who was at 1029?
That would have been Cody Roberts, Chad McNeil, Melissa Parrish, Troy McCoy. Those are all.
So you guys all kind of just hop around to different wells or whatever?
On that day we did. Because Melissa Parrish, she's one of our green hats, that's a trainee. And it was Cody's route, and Chad is another one of our field coordinators along with Troy.
Okay.
Mm.
So they were kind of showing her the ropes and that kind of stuff? Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Anyone else of your coworkers or anyone else out there?
Nope, that was the only ones.
Would anyone else have seen you either on the way out there or out there when you were?
No. No, I didn't stop anywhere. I
Did you wave to anyone? Did you, anything like that you can remember?
No.
I know it's early in the morning.
I didn't. I mean, I called a few people while I was out there, but for some reason, it when you call somebody and it just says connecting or whatever it's doing, and it doesn't start to actually ring until the seconds start to come up, like 1, 2, 3.
Right.
It just said dialing, or it's.
And who were you trying to call while you were out there?
I was trying to call Cody Roberts, trying to call Troy and Chad.
And none of those went through?
No, they were trying to call me, and it said the number you have dialed cannot be completed as dialed or something like that.
Okay. Did you make any other phone calls?
No, I texted them.
Did Cody and them?
Yeah.
And you texted them?
And then I got a hold of Luke. I think I finally got either from this phone or this phone and told him, hey, I'm not here.
Like phone call?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why did you, is that normal that you would?
Well, I was just telling because I think Troy or Chad told him, like, yeah, we were trying to get a hold of you. And nothing, every time it says the phone number cannot complete as dialed. And okay, I'll call him and let him know, I'm not sure what's going on with his phone.
Weird.
Yeah, 'cause that place sometimes, and the oil field in general, is hit and miss. As far as because sometimes you got a radio tower here and there that just knocks out everything.
Okay, and you said you tried earlier that you tried to call Shanann, is that right?
I texted her at 7:40.
Sorry, just let me do that, I'm still going. You texted her when?
7:40 in the morning.
Okay. And then, did you ever try and call her during the day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not sure what time of that. I can't get that far on my phone now.
Did that go through, that call?
And I did it from this phone.
And did she just not answer?
Yeah,
or?
I just went to voicemail.
Okay, okay. And then, did you call anyone else?
Mm-mm.
Did you call the police department? Did you call, Nicole? I can't remember.
No. From right after I couldn't get a hold of her?
Yeah.
So at 12 o'clock I texted her, or I called her again, and at 12 I texted her again, like, hey, call me. And then at 12:10, that's when Nicole showed up at the house. So I got a alert saying the doorbell detected a visitor, and that's when I called her about 12:20, like, hey, what's going on? And she said that Shanann hasn't got a hold of anybody or answered anybody for today since she got home. So
okay.
And then I asked her all right, just looking at. She said the house or the shoes were laying next to the door. And the car was still in the garage.
Is that weird, the shoes thing? Why did she bring up the shoes thing?
Well, because she could see them sitting right there.
I mean, but are they
that's the ones she was wearing, I guess, in the airport.
Oh.
Type thing.
Are those the ones she wears?
She has a couple different flip-flops that she wears, but I think those are the ones she probably wore from the airport. Okay. Because they were sitting next to the door.
Did you find any of her shoes missing?
She had a whole shoe closet.
You wouldn't know if there were some missing.
I mean, it goes up to the wall.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I thought I heard something, maybe you called, Primrose or...
Yeah, I asked that. No, I don't remember what time that was. I asked if the kids were there.
Oh, okay. Was there any other conversation you had with them, or...?
Well, I just told them that we're more than likely going to be putting the house up for sale, and that I'm not sure if they're going to be, because we might not be in the area anymore, but I wanted the kids just back on the waiting list if we're not going to be there.
Sure. I know, at our daycare, they charge on Mondays for the week. Is that how Primrose works, or how do they do it?
Yeah, because that was going to be their first day back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they would have charged your card or whatever, $500 or...
All right, when they showed up, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you were just giving them a heads up.
Yeah.
And did you already know that they weren't going to be there?
No, so I called them just to see, if they were there or not, because she said she was going to take the kids to a friend's house.
And
I was like, okay. That's why I called. Maybe she ended up taking them there.
Oh, okay.
But, no.
Okay. Any other phone calls to anyone else?
Other than Nicole when she showed up at the house.
That was pretty much it?
Yep.
Okay. And then you can't get a hold of her, Nicole's there, and then that starts that whole process where you end up driving home. Is that right? Did you call anyone on the way home, or call anyone on the way home?
I called Luke, let him know, hey, I'm going home and can't find Shanann or the kids, don't know where they are. And he's like, okay, that's not anything.
Okay. He seems like a pretty cool boss.
Yeah.
Pretty understandable.
Yeah.
Understanding, I should say. Okay, so you're driving home, you're calling Luke. Did you call anyone else, text anyone else?
Mm-mm.
What route did you take to get home?
Same one, I-76 west, and then 52 west, and then took that home.
Okay.
I That's pretty much 76 to 52. That's pretty much right.
How big is this area, this ranch or whatever that you guys are working on?
Huge.
Like, give me like miles. Is it miles by like?
We're not the only operator out there. There's Verdad, there's Lost Creek, there's.
But your area that you're responsible for, where the wells are on, like.
So that one, as far as square mileage, maybe 10 to 20 square miles as far as width goes. Because yeah, it's huge.
And that would be just your responsibility?
That's our areas. That's Cody's route.
Okay.
Because we have 6 route operators and they all have individual routes.
So what else is on this land besides?
Cattle.
Cattle?
Lots and lots of cattle and sheep.
Okay.
And lots of little irrigation spots where they eat, and trees and sunflowers and lots and lots.
So like when you're driving out to the wells, is there actually a road that you guys made, or is it?
It's full. Sometimes it's a road. When the cows and everything get on it, it gets really soft and really shake your truck type thing.
Mhm. Okay. As far as your truck goes, obviously it's a work truck.
Yep.
Are you allowed to have other people in your truck? Like as far as civilians, like your wife, your kids, anything like that?
Oh, they've played in my truck a few times because it's Daddy's truck. You know, they played in there a few times and whatnot.
What about Shanann? Has she ever ridden in your truck before?
Not to work, but she's been in it before.
Okay.
Just seeing what all I had in there and everything like that, what I take to work and stuff like that. Yeah, she's been in there before.
Okay. But it's not good.
We're not really allowed to take civilian places in it, but other Anadarko employees, when I have a trainee and stuff like that, they ride with me.
Okay. And that's totally fine.
Yeah, definitely.
So you get home, and obviously you said you open the garage door and go through the house. Tell me all the things that seemed odd about the way the house looked.
So
it's odd.
It was, well, the car being there with the car seats, that was odd. The purse, wallet, still being there. Phone's a big thing for me, because that's still there.
She seemed like she was pretty attached to her phone.
Well, everybody knows she is. She's very attached to it.
Okay.
And kids' medicine. Those are the odd things.
What about her meds? Does she have medicine that she would take?
Only one she takes regularly is Imitrex, and that was not there. The medicine she had in her purse was for nausea, not Imitrex.
Oh, what is Imitrex for?
Migraines.
And that was gone?
That was not in her purse. The one that they said was in her purse, they thought was Imitrex, no, it was for nausea. Once I read it.
Okay. As far as, do you think it could have been in her luggage that she left there, or?
Not sure. It would have been in her purse.
Okay. Did you go through her luggage? Like
no.
Looking for clues, or?
I didn't go through her luggage yet.
Okay.
But her Imitrex suspects to have that, you know, within hand's grasp.
And you said the kids' beds were, like, pulled back, or how were the kids' beds?
They weren't made.
They weren't made?
No.
Okay. Is that normal?
Pretty normal.
Okay.
For the morning, yeah.
Okay.
Especially because the kid, they just throw everything and just get out of bed.
And what was your bed? What did it look like?
The sheets were off of it.
Okay, tell me about that.
Most of the time when she gets she gets home to a flight or something, she gets into bed in the airport, she's going to wash the sheets the next day. So that's what I thought when I got home.
That she had woke up and...
Yeah, because she was,
stripping the bed or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Are those sheets on the bed now, or?
No, I don't think so.
Are they still in the piles or whatever, where she put them?
I think, because I washed everything and I put different sheets on there.
So where are the sheets? Oh, you washed those sheets. Did you put them away in the closet or something? In the closet?
It should either be right on the pile on the ground or something like that, right there.
In the bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay. So you washed the sheets that were on the bed, or you left them there and just put on new sheets?
So I washed those sheets. I washed sheets that were on there, and they should still be in the room.
Oh, clean, like in a pile or whatever? Okay.
Yeah, but I put ones that were in the closet in there. Ones that were already clean. I wanted to just make the bed anyways.
Okay, so the bed's made now?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So when you slept on the bed Monday night, it had new sheets from you changing it, or?
So Monday, yeah. When I slept there Monday night, there was new sheets on there.
Okay. Because the bed was already stripped
when
you got in or whatever. Yeah. Anything else that was odd? I know you said there were some things missing from the kids' rooms, or their blankets.
Okay. Yeah, blankies.
What do you think about that?
I mean, that's what kids always take with them.
Like, even to go, like if you...
Yeah, if you see she wants that Yankee blanket, and Bella, wants her blanket, especially if she feels like, we tell her to leave it at the house now. She's getting old enough. But
if you're going to Target or run errands, like, are they taking their stuff with them?
Bella will, well, CC definitely will have that Yankee blanket, and sometimes she wants her little, that dog that makes cooling sounds and whatnot.
Okay. And that's gone, you said, right?
Yeah.
That dog?
Yeah, but Bella's cat's still there.
Was she as attached to the cat as CC was to the dog?
Not as much.
Not as much. Okay. Anything else missing, weird? What about the pajamas that they were in, that you put them in after they showered, the nightgowns or whatever? Yeah. Are those at the house?
I didn't see those. I mean, there's dirty laundry in there from the kids.
Okay.
So I didn't see those per se. I didn't see those, and then there's some nightgowns in there, but I didn't see those. Not the ones I described to you.
Okay. Okay. So obviously, you know, you've had a lot of time to think about this stuff, and just talking to me, like, what are your thoughts? Like, what are you thinking right now as far as, you know, what's happened, or?
Like, the first day I thought she was with somebody. I thought, you know, she's at a friend's house and she's just decompressing, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But now after today and now today, it's I feel she's not safe. So either she is in trouble or somebody has hurt her and the kids, and we can't find them. We don't know where they are.
So if I ask you on the polygraph test if you physically caused Shanann's disappearance, can you pass that question?
Yes.
What do you think I mean by that when I'm asking you if you physically caused Shanann's disappearance? What does that mean to you?
If you ask me that, after asking me, did I have anything to do with it myself, or did I help somebody do it? And I had no part in any of that.
And I know it's totally awful to think about, but what are ways, because I need to make sure that you know what I'm talking about, what are ways that you can make someone disappear?
I mean, if you're talking about like what I've seen like on the movies, or how people, if you read about other people, I mean, you hire somebody.
Like a hitman?
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Nope, that's what I want, because I want you to go through all of these scenarios in your head, because I want you to know for sure what I'm talking about when I say that, you know, asking you if you physically caused her disappearance.
Okay. You would hire somebody, or you have somebody you know that would do it. I mean, it's hard. It's a hard question to answer.
And I know this stuff.
It's a hard question to answer.
Right.
Because it had nothing to do with this disappearance.
Right.
I don't even want to think about if you're asked how I would do it.
Anyone. Like, how would anyone cause someone else's disappearance?
I mean, you would. Like I said, like,
you could cause someone's disappearance by murdering them. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
So what different physical ways could you cause someone's disappearance through murder? You could stab someone, right?
Stab someone, shoot someone, hit them with a blunt object. What else is there? I mean, use a weapon, a gun or a knife. I mean,
okay.
You could.
You could smother someone. You could strangle someone.
Hang someone. I mean, yeah, you can. All that kind of things. I mean, it's hard to even think about that kind of stuff right now.
Mm-hmm. So you could strangle someone. You could drown someone.
Yeah.
You could shock someone to death. You could burn someone alive. What other ways can you think of?
As far as like lure them into a trap, I guess.
So what do you mean? What?
You know, have somebody waiting around the corner and, you know, hey,
sure.
An accident that happens, hit by a car, I mean, something like that.
Sure.
I don't want to say the same thing there, but
you could kidnap them and take them and lock them up in a basement somewhere, or you know what I mean. They could still be alive, but
you're torturing. So you could, like I said, take them somewhere, torture them, and let them sit there without food or water.
Mm-hmm. Or even kidnap them and leave them somewhere that they are, you know, not being tortured.
Yeah.
Just that they can't get out, and you know, obviously they've disappeared because you've not allowed them to come back into society and have people see them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What other ways could you make someone disappear?
Poison.
Okay. Yep.
Sorry, this is...
I know.
Oh, that's the thing, you've already said that.
Which one are you
Like,
saying?
beat somebody, I guess, to the point where they're unconscious and they're in a coma.
Sure. So if I ask you that question on the test, Chris, are you going to have any issue with that?
Going through every single one of those?
Yeah, like that would be a way you could cause someone's disappearance.
Okay. No, I can definitely, I can pass. I mean,
Or you could murder them, you could kidnap them, you could take them to another country, you could, you know, bury them in your backyard, you could do a million things.
Yeah.
As far as trying to conceal them.
Yeah.
Right? So that no one can find them.
Yes.
Because at this point, she's gone.
Yes.
And the girls are gone. Like, we don't know where they're at, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're assuming the worst, but hoping the best. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that you're kind of in that spot too. So
Yeah.
if I ask you that question, if you physically caused her disappearance, so when I say physically caused, I say it that way because I don't want you to feel, everyone has guilt, right? And I don't want you to feel like, you know what, I told her that I didn't want to be with her anymore, so I probably caused her disappearance because she obviously took off with the girls and because of what I told her, that I didn't want to be with her anymore.
I mean, that's why I feel like a jackass right now.
Right. So when I ask you the question on the test, I'm not asking you about guilt. I'm not asking you about, did you make her feel so horrible that she ended up leaving? I'm saying that you were the one that physically caused her to disappear.
Okay.
Either by murder, kidnapping, you know, all of those other things that we went through, okay?
You want me to list all those?
No.
Oh,
You're just going to say no to that question.
Okay.
When I ask you if you physically caused Shanann's disappearance, your answer should be what?
No.
Right. So do you have any issues with that at all? And
No.
have any question about what I would mean when I was
No,
would be
that's
asking
total,
that
like,
question?
I just going through all those that's a lot to really think about.
Right.
Trying to figure out, that was...
It's a lot, but it's very simple.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't have anything to do physically
Yeah.
with her disappearance, maybe you pissed her off to the point that she ended up taking off with the kids, or maybe she became suicidal and, you know, offed herself somewhere that we just haven't found her yet.
Yeah, I feel emotionally responsible, but I didn't physically hurt her.
Exactly.
That's the kids.
Right. And that's what I want to ask you about.
Okay.
Okay. Just physically causing her disappearance.
Okay. And
you were the one directly.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you about Shanann.
Okay.
I think we can all assume that wherever Shanann is, the little girls are.
Yes.
So I'm just going to ask you about Shanann.
It's just loop the kids with it though, right?
What's that?
That's looping the kids with it though too. Like everything's just kind of, because like when the FBI agent was asking me yesterday, he asked about the kids, but he was looping Shanann in with it too.
Sure.
Okay.
So I want to know about Shanann.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you this test about Shanann.
Okay.
Okay. Like I said, obviously as investigators we can kind of assume that they're all together somewhere. But I'm going to ask you on the test about Shanann specifically. Okay. The next question I was going to ask you was, are you lying about the last time you saw her?
No.
And describe the last time that you saw her.
Last time I saw her, she was in bed after I talked to her.
Okay. Alive?
Laying in bed, like she just physically laid in bed.
Okay. Was she crying still? Was she saying anything? Was she?
She had just told me she was going to go to a friend's house with the kids and she'd be back later. And that was the last time I saw her.
So describe what she looked like. Was she like on her back, on her side?
On her side.
On her side?
On her right side.
Could you see her face?
Yes.
Okay. What does her face look like?
She had mascara that kind of running down a little bit.
Okay. And that is...
She didn't take her makeup off before she went to bed that night.
Okay.
Obviously, because...
So to your knowledge,
that's the last time I saw her.
That's the last time you would have seen her.
Yes. And the last time I saw the kids was in the monitor as it was like...
So obviously if someone, you know, we have to talk about worst case scenarios. You know, if for some reason you murdered her, that would not have been the last time you saw her. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Okay. Because obviously she's not in the house, and if she got murdered in the house, she obviously got out of the house somehow.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So at some point, the person, if they did hurt her or murder her, they would have saw her again.
Yep.
Since she was laying in the bed crying or, you know, with her mascara running down or whatever. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Okay. The last question I want to ask you is if you know where Shanann is now.
I do not.
Okay. Obviously, you know, you've talked to the police, you've helped with the missing person investigation. So this would be more like, you know, maybe Shanann did call you, you know, a couple nights ago, and like, dude, just don't tell him, like, I just can't handle this right now, like, I just need to get away, like, just, you know, keep it on the down low, whatever. Maybe she told you that. Maybe if you were a person that murdered her, you obviously dumped her body somewhere or had someone else help you dump her body, you would know where that site was or where that place was. Does that make sense to you? So, again, asking you if you know where she is.